Hi everyone, Raphael from Living Energy Pilates and Rehabilitation here. Just wanted to go through a few things with the reformer. So there's a few adjustments you can make. You can lower or lift the foot bar just by pressing in on these side levers. So you just press those down, release the lever, lower it, and it'll click into place. Or you can bring them back up the same way. There is an additional standing platform on the machine which you can remove. So we keep it in place generally for our standing exercises, and then only really move it if we need to put the jump board in place. There is a foot strap here down below underneath the standing platform. So you obviously remove the standing platform to access this foot strap. And also the foot bar can actually be moved forward or backward. So I'll just demonstrate that. Basically, bring the foot bar up to vertical, pull out the two little side knobs here, the dark ones, slide them out so they're released, and then slide it along smoothly until you get to the position you want it to be in. Now generally, the standard position is position number 5 here. The markings are on the side of the machine. So this would be the standard position for the average height person. Generally your leg and foot work and exercises like that. If you're particularly tall, and somebody tall must have been on this machine because it was in position 3, and I just moved it back to the standing position. But if you're particularly tall, if you're like over, let's say 6 foot or 6 foot or over, then you might want to lengthen the foot bar out away from the standard position. Also, there are some exercises, only a couple really, and we don't use them very often. We might slide the foot bar right down the machine to the other end and do some pulling exercises. But as I said, that's not very common. So position 5 is the standard position. Now, if you're wanting to use the jump board, I'll just grab my handy jump board here. You need the foot bar to be in this position 5 space, and then you lower the foot bar slightly, and then you can bring the jump board. There's a little slot down here, a metal slot. So you just put the jump board in that slot, and the foot bar should sit right behind the jump board, so it's supporting it from behind. And then there's some little elastics on the back of the jump board which you attach to, there's some little clips underneath the standing platform that comes with the machine. So you just loop it under there. And that way, when you do your jumping, the board is nicely supported. If you don't have this foot bar behind your jump board, you can actually crack the jump board itself. They're pretty tough, they're marine ply, so very strong, but they absolutely need this foot bar to be behind it. Apart from that, the springs are obviously different tensions. So on this machine we have 3 green springs and a blue and a yellow. So the green is the full strength tension, the blue is a half strength tension, and the yellow is the quarter strength. So using the different combinations of those springs, you can come up with pretty much any variation on tension that you want. So the other adjustable piece on the machine is the ropes. The ropes just sit on the little shoulder posts here. We have the double loop, which is pretty handy for having your hands in the short loop and your feet in the longer loop. You can obviously lengthen or shorten the ropes using the little cleats here, the nautical cleats, which is pretty standard on any commercial machine that you see. What I would say, just in terms of long-term maintenance of your machine, is don't have a lot of tension on the rope. So if it's sitting here and there's a lot of tension on it all the time, these metal bars will actually bend over time. So I always like to have mine a little bit loose when I start out like that. Apart from that, headrest is the other adjustable piece. So you can have it up or down for your comfort. Generally, you're going to have it down for most things, unless you have maybe a bit more of a kyphotic back, so upper back rounded. Then you should probably have it up for most things. Okay? They're all the adjustments you can make on your reformer. GoPro, stop recording.